Welcome everyone to this discussion session on National Education Policy 2020 on course curriculum structure as adopted by the Government of Tripura for all the undergraduate students under its jurisdiction. This discussion session is being conducted by Tripura Academicians Forum. This is a non-political and non-religious organization of indigenous faculties working in various colleges and universities, which was established in the year 2015. To take part in our today's discussion regarding national education policy, we have with us Dr. Bindu Ranjan Chakma, Associate Professor, Department of Political Science, Maharaja Bir Bikram University. At the very outset, sir, I welcome you in today's discussion. First, sir, I would like to question you regarding what is this National Education Policy 2020?
Okay, so good evening each and everyone. Before I take up your question, I would like to congratulate to Tripura Academic Forum for taking this initiative, because new education policy is completely new one. So for the interest of those who will be taking admission in the different degree colleges, coming to the higher education system. So I hope that it will be very much effective for them to be familiar with the system. So when you talk about the national education policy, this is a very long exercise taken by the government of India, because for a long time actually we have been governed basically by the 1986 education policy.
Yes.
So with the changes of time, and particularly because of globalization, that when there are many challenges, so the government of India was talking about bringing a new education policy that will help India to emerge as one of the knowledge power in this the 21st century world. So keeping in mind of that, on 29 July 2020, the government of India, that is the Union Cabinet, ultimately gave its final approval to adopt this national education policy. Of course, before that, as I said, it is a long exercise, because education, it is under the concurrent list, so it has to take the opinion of the state governments also. It was circulated to different state governments, and after getting their feedback, so ultimately it was adopted. So this new education policy, actually it has brought, it is talking about in terms of radical changes from the 1986 the education policy.
Yes.
Because it is talking in terms of the enhancing the abilities and the skills to make them employable, very well, that under our old systems, that many of our students, they may be having the good academic records, but sometimes when they go and face interview, they are seen to be unemployable. They are not having the basic skills also. So the objective of the new education policy is to they make our the coming students to be eligible in every field apart from their the academic the records. So therefore the new education policy is a very the learner centric.
Yes.
It's a very learner centric, giving options to the students, choosing from different disciplines. So therefore the curriculum structure is very much interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary, and it aims to what you call that bringing a closer closer relationship between the learners and the society.
Okay.
So this is the basic the objective of the new education policy, if we say in short.
Okay, that is to ease the learning perhaps.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So, sir, next question is, from which academic calendar will this National Education Policy 2020 regulations commence in the undergraduate?
Okay, so again, the decision to implement the national education policy, it varies from state to state. Many of the states in our country, they are actually yet to adopt it.
Yes.
West Bengal government, it had an opposition, but ultimately decided to accept the new education policy.
Okay.
With the change in government in, say, for example, in Karnataka, the newly Congress-led government has decided not to adopt the new education policy. But in our state, from the very beginnings, we have been very firm to adopt this new education policy, and finally, the state government has taken decision to make it applicable to all its the colleges at the undergraduate level. That means those colleges which are directly governed by the Directorate of Higher Education, Government of Tripura, from this academic session, that is 2023 and 24.
Okay. So what will be the duration of the UG program?
Okay, so durations, that Duration basically when we talk about the undergraduate course, earlier it was actually 3 years. Okay, so now it is a 4 years actually degree course, but again that there are the multiple the exit systems. Okay, if I now say, for example, that means when you talk about that 4 years, that means it is having 8 semesters. In each semester we have, in each year we have actually 2 semesters. Okay,
yes.
so therefore when we talk about that is the multiple the entry, that is the exit system particularly. So earlier, according to our system, actually anyone who is not able to pass in the first semester, he or she is treated as generally dropout.
Yes.
When he or she discontinues because of some financial problem or because of some other problems. All right. So now the system is that if anybody decides to discontinue, from the system after completing 1 semester, I mean the 2 semester, okay? So he or she, the credits actually that he or she will earn according to that, as per the system, that he or she will be given that is this what you call the certificate, okay? I mean the course certificate, okay? So but again that the minimum credits needs to be earned. Minimum credits need to be earned, and that is again it varies from university to university also. Okay. So in our case, the credits which have been laid down, for a certificate course, beyond that also one has to earn at least the 4 credits. Okay. So in that sense, after 1 year, he or she will be given, if he or she decides, that is the certificate. And for diploma, one who is able to complete that is the 4 semesters, 4 semester examination. So he or she will be again extra 4 credits that he or she will have to earn. And 3 years, that is the 6 semesters. If anybody is able to do that, then he or she will be given the graduate degree. But for going to the that is the 7th semester, I mean for for completing up to the what you call the 8th semester, in the 6th semester examination, one has to get at least 75% marks. Otherwise, he or she won't be allowed to go. To have an honors degree with research. To have an honors degree with research. That is 75%. That is very much the essential. Otherwise, he or she won't be allowed to go there.
So sir, my next question to you is, what will be the course curriculum and the category of courses?
So there are actually different categories of courses. So I have already stated about the course curriculum structure. So as far as the there is a different, we have basically in our state of Tripura, most of the degree colleges basically they are having 3 streams. One is the arts, commerce, and the science. All right. So in case of the arts, everyone who is able to get first in the higher secondary examination to that is SS2+2 or its equivalent examination, he or she can take admission. As per the availability of seats, he or she can take or she can seek admission for the the art subjects at the undergraduate level. At the entry level. But as far as the science, again when we talk about science, we have bioscience also, we have the physical science also. So if anybody wishes to take the subjects falling within the bioscience, like biochemistry or say botany, geology, or human physiology, all right, so definitely they will have to pass, but without of course mathematics. They do not necessarily have to have mathematics. But in case of the physics, chemistry, and maths, definitely they will have to study apart from this subject mathematics also. For a statistics also, statistics and mathematics, this is compulsory. This is compulsory. So this is the the basic the eligibility criteria as well as the courses.
Okay, sir. My next question to you is, what is the mark structure of the papers?
Mark structure of paper. So basically, as far as the mark structure of paper, it is basically the 100 marks for each but again those the subjects which are not having any practical. So they do not have any practical. So in that sense, that is it is for 100 marks. And then those subjects which are having the what you call that practical. Obviously, it is divided into practical and what you call that that is 40 for internal examinations, okay, and for that is the 60 for the end semester examinations, and for practical again there is a division also. For practical, I think 26, that is for theory, okay, and that is what do you call that, 40 for that is practical.
Okay. So that will be the distribution of marks, structure
distribution
of
of marks and the
papers.
structures of the paper.
Okay. So my next question to you is, what will be the nature of awarding of certificate in diploma and degree?
Okay, so I have already I think stated. Okay,
I think it's pretty much same question.
Yes,
but
same questions. Anyone actually who is able to the complete the 2 semesters.
multiple exit options.
Yes,
are there.
multiple exit options is definitely is there. That is a different issue.
Okay.
Multiple exit. That is a different issue. I think that question is also there. That will come
Yes.
later on. But I have already stated that if anyone is able to complete,
Yes.
that is successfully, there is a 2 semesters.
Yes.
Okay, he or
Yes.
she will be given, the certificate if he wishes to leave the system. Okay, and in case of diploma, that means he or she will have to finish at least, the second year.
So semester-wise.
Yes, 4 semester-wise means 4 semesters.
4 semesters.
Yes.
Okay.
But again, he or she will have to earn the minimum credits. So that is why it is advised to see the credits actually that he or she is actually
Earning.
earning.
Okay.
So it is advised that apart from that, for awarding a certificate or diploma, that extra 4 credits needs to be earned.
Okay.
It is given already in the regulations also.
Okay. Sir, then I think it's related with that question is, the next question is, what is the multiple entry and exit option?
Okay, so multiple, I'm just first talking about the exit option.
Yes.
Okay, exit options means, say for example, as far as the existing system, because we are yet to, so that is why I'm telling the existing system.
Okay.
Okay. The exit means I can exit from the system, but without getting any benefit.
Yeah.
Without getting any benefit.
Yes.
Okay. Say for example, if I want to exit, I can exit, but only consider as dropout.
Yes.
Okay. But here, nobody will be considered as dropout.
Okay.
Okay. In the sense that if one is able to complete 2, the semesters,
yes.
she or she will be given, the one certificate.
Course.
Okay.
Certificate.
Certificate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is what is called the, the multiple, the exit systems.
Okay.
Okay. So that system is there, that freedom is there under the new education policy,
Yes.
which was not there under the, that is the 1986, by which we are still actually governed. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
And sir, regarding the multiple entry, I think this is
The entry system is actually, that concept is actually different. It again, varies from university, although that is laid down, okay.
Yes, sir.
But again, say for example, if anybody wishes to come, say for example from the Dharmanagar to Agartala, that is Women College or MBB College, or
Okay.
say that is that Ramtower College.
Yes, yes.
Okay, if there is no any vacancy, if all the seats are they filled up,
Yeah.
it is not possible. So therefore, what it is advised that before taking that decision, that they must take consent from the principal of the college, that is okay. Also must seek the advice of the Department of Higher Education.
Okay.
Because once she decides and take the transfer certificate from that college and decides to come here, but there is no any vacancy, so there will be some problems. You will have to go back once again.
Yes.
Okay. So therefore, it is advised that before taking the decision, okay, this is number 1. And number 2 is that, it also depends upon the regulations of the concerned university.
Okay.
Say for example, MBB University is having a separate regulations.
Yes.
Tripura University is a separate regulation. Delhi University is having a separate of its own regulation. All right. So therefore, if anybody wishes to transfer, it cannot be done as and when the she wishes. Okay. So you will have to take care of all these, the provisions also, whether the provision permits me or not. Number 1, and number 2, whether there is vacancy or not.
Okay.
Okay. So that needs to be taken care before taking that decision.
Okay. So I think they should take the entry first and then decide to transfer?
No, it's a different one, entry exit, okay. Say for example, if anybody wants to come, okay, there is a different issue.
Okay.
If anybody wants to exit, okay, say for example, you may decide to come to Agartala, and
Yes.
I may decide to exit out of the system.
Yes.
Okay, so it depends upon the choices of the individual, not necessarily that the same person who is coming or decides. So it can be done if
Okay.
she wishes. Okay,
Okay.
it's a different issue.
Okay. Okay, sir. My next question to you is, what are the provisions for attendance and changing of subjects?
Yes, attendance is the nowadays it's very much the compulsory in all universities.
Yes.
Okay, but it was not an issue during our time. Say for example, when I was studying in my university, attendance was not compulsory. Okay, attendance was not compulsory. Students basically they used to attend the classes only for the purpose of what? Because they were afraid of sometimes they may not be allowed to sit down in the internal examination. Just because of that only they used to attend. Okay, but otherwise it was not compulsory. But now it is compulsory, and under this new education policy, I mean the structure which has been adopted by Tripura University, or maybe MBB University, or say under that is the Department of Higher Education, that at least 75% attendance is compulsory, to be eligible to sit, and that system is still there.
It's existing actually.
It is still existing.
It's nothing new.
That's 75%. However, there are some relaxations. Relaxation in the sense that there are some students who are involved with NSS, who are involved with that is the NCC, or who may be involved with different the sport activities also. Okay. So for them, at least but it should not be more than 15%. I mean it should not be more than 15%. So that means 75 minus 15 equal to how much?
I think
65. Sorry,
no,
it is 50. All right.
50.
So it should not be less than that.
Yeah.
Okay. And also those, say for example, there may be some students who have been suffering for a long time from some diseases. Okay. So in that sense, they will have to produce the documents, evidences that they have been suffering from such the prolonged diseases, and based on that again, that college or the university will decide about the fate of that.
So if it is 75% attendance requirements, 15% relaxation is there, then
only for those.
I think it's 60%. So you need to have 60% attendance.
Yes, 60%. Yes, absolutely, you are right.
Okay, attendance.
But again, I'm telling you only for those.
Only for those taking part in extracurricular activities like NSS, NCC, and other activities in the
games and sport activities.
College
only
and
for,
universities.
Yes.
Okay, exceptionals are there.
Yes.
Okay, in case of attendance.
Yes.
So what about the provisions for the changing of subjects?
Yes, provision of changing of subject actually is that after taking admission, in one subject, he or she can, pray for changing the subject within 15 days. Okay, within 15 days. That is number one. But he or she will have to write down an application. Write down an application. Okay. So there may not be possibility also, even if you write down an application also. Say for example, the subject is already fact, particularly in science subjects, which you have to have the laboratory facilities also. Okay. So even though if you write down an application that you have taken admission in biology, or you have taken admission in the what you call the statistics, now you want to study chemistry, but the chemistry department is already fact. It doesn't have any the seat. You will have to provide the laboratory facilities also. So in that sense, it may not be possible.
Okay, so that depends on the availability.
Yes, that again depends
subjects.
on the availability of the subjects also. Okay.
Sir, with that, I think we are a bit clear about the changing of subjects.
No, there is one more thing is that I have forgotten actually to mention is that when the registration, that every student shall have to fill up one registration form. Okay. Once that registration form is forwarded to the university, it cannot be entertained anymore.
I see.
It cannot be entertained anymore. So that is very much important.
Okay, sir. My next question to you is, what is the nature of examination and evaluation?
Okay, so the nature of the examination that it has actually two important parts. One is the continuous evaluation system. Okay. So that continuous evaluation system is generally assessed. I mean the students are assessed through the continuous evaluation system through the seminar, workshops, taking projects, and giving different kinds of the assignments. So that is why it has actually two components. Component A, that is component 1 and the component 2. Okay. So component 1, I think there the case study, seminar, assignments, the ones that 50% of the total syllabus are actually completed. Okay. And for that you'll have to wait for the next the 50%. So where apart from seminar, assignments, now the students will be asked to go for field study. Okay. And that is internship program, field study, and generally it is advised that here in the regulation, in the structure it is clearly written that during the summer vacations During the summer vacation, this internship program shall have to be conducted by the teachers and the college authorities. So they may not get any summer vacation anymore.
Okay.
So that is, and thereafter the end semester examination will be conducted. Okay, that will be conducted by the concerned, the university's control of examination sections.
Okay.
The internal examination will be conducted by the concerned, the department. Okay. So they may ask the student to bring, their own papers, or the college also they may provide, the answers. I mean the answer sheets.
Like we do presently.
Yes, presently we do. Okay. So the departmental seal will have to put over there. Okay. But in case of end semester, the answer script will be provided by the university administrations.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. The next question is, what are the requirements of results?
What are the requirements
of result?
Okay, so requirements of results means that you'll have to have at least the 40%.
Okay.
In the I mean the CGPA. Okay. Towards the end, at least you'll have to have at least 40%. Okay. But in case of that is the subjects having practical, they will have to pass both in practical as well as in the theories also.
Okay.
That means if someone's does not get 40% in theory, he or she will be they treated as fail in the theory. Okay. So one has to clear both in theory as well as in the practical in case of subjects having the practical. Okay. But in other case those students who will be able to get at least 40%, he or she will be treated as what do you call that, first in the examinations.
Okay.
But anybody who is the mark as the either AB means absent, or F means he or she actually is fail, and given the regulation, again I am telling you, regulation actually vary from university to university.
Okay.
If there is an scope, then he or she can reappear for the fails. The courses where he or she has actually failed, to clear the back papers. But again, it depends upon the concerned university.
Okay. So each university will differ accordingly.
Yes. University, because the universities are having their own regulations. Okay. The regulation of my university may be different from the regulations of other university. Okay. So that has to be clearly followed down.
Okay. So related to that question, there is another question regarding the academic bank of credit. Like, what is this academic bank of credit?
It's a new concept actually. It is very interesting also.
Yes.
In our time actually, when we study, we do not have any credit system. Okay, so therefore, even though we wanted, we cannot transfer our credits to other the university. So it is that like a bank. Say for example, you are having if you are having an account in the bank, so you can deposit your money in the bank. So in the same system, students who are being taught with the different the credits. Okay, so those credits that the students will earn, that will be what you call recorded with the academic bank. Okay, with the academic bank, which is called popularly as the ABC, academic bank credits. Okay, so what happens, say for example, if I decide myself to discontinue after after 2 semesters. Okay, after 2 semesters, so that will be accumulated. That will be accumulated in the academic bank credits.
Okay.
Now, after 1 year, if I decide to go to Delhi, okay, and I want to study over there,
okay,
so I can what you call carry forward those credits which I have earned under my the earlier what you call that, my previous the institutions.
Okay.
So it is a digital system, so therefore you can transfer it digitally also. You can see. So each student therefore actually is advised to have their own account with the academic bank credits. Okay, they will be provided with an ID also, so they can there is a standard operating procedure also.
Okay.
So the student automatically can have an access with the help of that ID. Okay, so that is the system. So it is a new concept that the system has become more easier than what it was earlier.
Okay, so sir, that means like nothing is going to waste. Every degree that you earn, that credit is going to be carried forward.
Not actually, it is not actually degree. I mean, in each course.
Credits.
Yes, credits. They are actually credits means actually that in each course.
Yeah, right now we are having say 4 credits in per course.
Yes, per course. At least at the PG level. Okay, so lying down that is at least we must have the 4 classes.
Yes, 4
per
classes
week.
per week minimum. Yes.
So that means how many credits that for the entire the course that you are actually having. Semester wise, say for example, if we are having how many credits that we have 16 credits I think.
Per semester?
No, in the first semester we have 16.
We have 4 papers, so 4 into 4 is like
16 credits. So after first semester, after the second semester, say for example at the undergraduate level, if anybody wishes to leave, but she has already 16 credits, okay, so that will be accumulated in the academic bank credits. So that is the idea actually.
Okay, sir. Thank you. My next question to you is, what are the provisions for change of college or university transfer?
Okay, for changing the college, as I have already told, is that there is a system of the entry. I mean the changing the college.
Yes.
Okay, say as I have already told you, if anyone wishes to come from Dharmanagar to Agartala, okay, so he or she can come provided that there is a vacancy in the subject that he or she is actually
I think so you told this
Yes,
before.
I have already told these things, that provided that there should be a vacancy, number one, and say for example that he or she wants to come to the MBB college. MBB college, it is under MBB University.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So MBB University's regulation, whether it permits as per the credits he or she has earned, that will have to be seen. Of course, there won't be much problem because as per the credit structure is concerned, both MBB and there is the Tripura University as the same syllabus they are adopting. So I don't think so there will be any problem. But there will have to be vacancy. There will have to be vacancy. But in case of the transferring from university to one university to other university, the number one is that you will have to first clear all of your the papers in the semester. Say for example, and you will have to clear. Say for example, if someone wishes to transfer from MBB University to Tripura University will definitely see it whether all the papers have been clear or not by that candidate.
There should be no back papers.
There should be no any back paper because that back paper examination cannot be conducted by Tripura University. So that is very, very important. And again, I have told you that regulations. One has to see the regulations. Okay. So these things are very much important as far as the idea of the changing university and colleges is concerned.
But still under this system there is this provision. That's it.
There is a provision actually. There is a provision. There is a provision under the systems also.
Okay, sir. So my last question to you for today is, what is the provision for the option to take a break from the study? If somebody wants to take a break, then what is this
if
provision?
anybody wants to take break from the study, he or she can take, but he or she will have to finish the entire course within 7 years. Okay. So within 7 years, otherwise it is for 4 years. Okay. So if anybody wishes to take break, he or she is allowed to do that, but provided if she is able to complete the course within 7 years, then only that degree will be provided to him or her. This is the whole idea.
Okay, so that is the whole idea, that if someone wants to take a break, they can do do so.
Yes, they can do so.
And join back.
Yes, join back. He or she is permitted. But one have to complete the course. The prescribed course within 7 years. That is the maximum.
So after 7 years, you'll have to start over?
No. After, say for example, you have already consumed the 3 years break. So then how do you expect it to complete?
So even the break has a limit.
Yes, break has a limit.
So you cannot go on 7 years and then come back and join again.
No, you cannot go beyond 7 years.
Means within 7 years, whatever
within 7 years, somehow you have to finish, and accordingly you have to take a break. But again, taking break means you cannot take frequently. Say for example, within 1 year I have decided to take break twice or the twice. No, it is not permissible. That will disturb the systems also. That will disturb not only you but the university system also.
Okay, sir. I think you have clarified most of the questions in today's session. Thank you for joining us. And I think with this we can end our session today. Thank you everyone for joining us.
So thank you very much to Rebecca Madam also. Okay, it is I think the Tripura Academic Forum. I would like to once again thank to the Tripura Academic Forum for taking this initiative. So thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome.